Introduction of a seemingly perfect marriage scene. Inta modern living room morning. The sun streams gently through sheer curtains. The camera pans across a well-kept home filled with family photos, cheerful decor, and a cozy ambiance. The sound of birds chirping adds warmth to the scene. Narrator, VO. They were the couple everyone admired, the perfect pair, Rahul and Meera, a love story that seemed written in the stars. Cut to Int kitchen, continuous Meera, early 30s, elegant and kind-eyed, is making breakfast with practiced grace. She flips a paratha with one hand while checking her son's lunchbox with the other. Meera, Rohan, don't forget your project file today. It's on the table. Rahul, late 30s, sharp-looking in a suit, walks in adjusting his tie. He kisses Meera on the cheek and grabs a coffee mug. Rahul already taken care of. You always think of everything, Meera. They exchange a smile full of familiarity and affection. Their son, Rohan, 10, rushes in, grabs his lunchbox, and hugs them both before leaving. Rohan. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. Both bye, champ. Inti neighborhood park. Later that day. The couple is seen walking together, holding hands, smiling as neighbors wave at them. Neighbor woman to another. Such a beautiful couple. They're always so happy together. Narrator VO. To the outside world, their life was perfect. A beautiful home, a lovely child, and a bond that looked unbreakable. Rahul was a successful architect, respected in his field. Meera, a homemaker by choice, held the family together with grace and strength. Etienne bedroom, evening. Meera places folded clothes into drawers while Rahul reads a newspaper on the bed. Rahul, did I tell you? The firm offered me a chance to head the new Bangalore project. Meera, smiling proudly. That's amazing, Rahul. You deserve it. Rahul, I wouldn't have gotten here without you. You've been my rock. Narrator, VO. Their laughter echoed through the walls of their home, a marriage built on love, trust, and shared dreams. Or so Meera believed. Camera lingers on a happy family photo on the nightstand. Rahul, Meera, and Rohan, smiling brightly. Suddenly, the screen darkens slightly, and the music softens. Narrator, VO. But sometimes, even the brightest smiles can hide the deepest secrets. Fade out. Wife's devotion and sacrifices show the wife's commitment, support, and compromises for her husband and family. Inti kitchen, early morning. The clock reads 5:30 a.m. Meera is already awake, wrapped in a shawl, packing tiffins. She yawns quietly, eyes heavy, but her hands move with practiced precision. Narrator, VO. Before the world even opened its eyes, Meera was already on her feet, the quiet force that kept her family running. In school, parent-teacher, meeting, day. Meera sits alone across from a teacher, listening attentively. Teacher Rohan is doing well, but he struggles with math. A little more practice at home would help. Meera, nodding. I'll work with him every evening. Thank you, ma'am. Narrator, VO. She took every responsibility on her shoulders. Mother, tutor, cook, caretaker, wearing every role like armor, never complaining. In grocery store, afternoon. Meera browses a shopping list. She picks a cheaper brand of cereal, then puts back a bottle of face cream she had in her cart. Narrator, VO. She made silent sacrifices, always choosing her family's needs over her own desires, putting herself last so they could have the best. In home office, night. Rahul is at his desk, frustrated. Papers are scattered. Meera enters with tea and places a gentle hand on his shoulder. Rahul. This client is impossible. I'm behind on 2 deadlines. Meera, softly. You'll figure it out. You always do. I can stay up with you if you want company. Rahul looks at her, tired but grateful. She sits beside him, sipping her tea silently as he works. Narrator, VO. She wasn't just his wife. She was his shield in hard times, his calm in chaos. Every time life tested him, Mira stood firm beside him. Flashback, small flat 5 years ago. Young Mira and Rahul are eating dinner on the floor. No furniture, just dreams. Mira is enthusiastic despite the humble setting. Mira, one day we'll have our own house with a balcony garden. You'll have your own firm. I believe in you, Rahul. Rahul. You always do. Narrator, VO. Even when they had nothing, Mira never lost faith. It was her belief that helped Rahul rise, her love that carried them through struggles. Present day, bedroom, late night. Mira tiptoes around the room, folding Rahul's laundry and setting out his clothes for the morning. He sleeps peacefully. She sits on the edge of the bed, staring at a family photo on the wall. Her face is calm, but her eyes are tired. Narrator, VO. But behind her quiet strength was a
Subtle
woman who
signs
gave
of
too
change.
much.
The
A
husband
woman who
begins to
loved
act
deeply
distant,
and never
distracted,
expected
or
betrayal in
overly
return.
secretive.
Fade to black.
Living room, evening. The television plays a light comedy show. Mira sits beside Rahul on the couch, laughing. Rahul glances at his phone and forces a smile, then looks away, clearly distracted. Mira. That was funny, wasn't it? Rahul, half-heartedly. Yeah, hilarious. His phone buzzes. He immediately picks it up, angles the screen away from Mira, and walks toward the balcony. Narrator, VO. At first, it was little things. A missed smile, a distracted glance, a phone call taken behind closed doors. Dining table, night. Mira sets the table. Rohan is chatting happily, but Rahul is scrolling his phone under the table. Mira, Rahul, dinner's ready. Can we keep the phone aside for just a while? Rahul, irritated. It's work, Mira. You think I enjoy being on it all the time? Mira stays quiet, taken aback. Narrator, VO. The warmth in his voice had started to fade, replaced by irritation, silence, and excuses. Bedroom, late night. Mira wakes up and sees Rahul still on his phone, typing rapidly, the glow lighting up his face. When he sees her stir, he quickly turns the phone over. Mira, is everything okay? Rahul, quickly, yeah, just client emails. Go back to sleep. He lies down, turning away from her. Narrator, VO. They had once talked for hours in the dark. Now, there was only silence between them. Closet, day. Mira is putting away laundry. She notices Rahul's perfume bottle, nearly full for weeks, is suddenly half empty. Then her eyes fall on a receipt in his trouser pocket, a dinner for two at a fancy restaurant. The date was last Tuesday, when he said he was working late. Mira, quietly to herself, he hates seafood. Why order prawns? Coffee shop, day. Mira sits with her close friend, Anita. Anita, Mira. I've seen him twice now at the plaza. Not alone. Same woman both times. Mira looks stunned but holds herself together, sipping her coffee with trembling hands. Narrator, VO. Doubt crept in like a shadow, unwelcome but impossible to ignore. Bedroom, night. Mira tries to initiate a conversation. Mira, Rahul, are we okay? You seem distant lately. Rahul, defensive. Here we go again. Not everything is about feelings, Mira. Can't I just be tired without being interrogated? He storms into the bathroom, shutting the door behind him. Narrator, VO. She didn't know what was changing, only that something was. A wall was growing between them, silent and cold. Camera zooms in on Mira's face. Her smile is gone. Her eyes, once full of light, are now searching, fade to black. The wife grows suspicious. She notices odd behavior, late nights, hidden messages, or sudden changes in routine. Kitchen, morning. Mira is preparing breakfast. Rahul walks in, adjusting his shirt and talking on the phone. Rahul, on call. Yeah, I'll be there. Just text me the address. No, don't call now. He notices Mira watching and ends the call quickly. Rahul, forced smile. Work call. New client. Last-minute meeting. Mira, at 7:30 in the morning? Rahul, avoiding eye contact.
Big project. Can't say no. He grabs his coffee and rushes out. Mira watches him leave, worry settling in her eyes. Narrator, VO. It started with the calls, unfamiliar names, conversations cut short the moment she walked in. In tea, bedroom, night. Rahul is in the bathroom. His phone lights up on the nightstand. Mira glances at it. A message from a number saved only as a text on screen. Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you. Mira's hand trembles as she quickly puts the phone back when she hears the water stop. Narrator, VO. A gut feeling. A whisper that something wasn't right. And no matter how hard she tried to silence it, it kept growing louder. Inti, home office day. Mira picks up Rahul's shirt to take it to the laundry. A faint scent lingers, not his usual cologne, something floral and unfamiliar. Mira, softly to herself, who wears this? Inti, living room, evening. Rahul walks in late, looking tired. Mira is on the sofa waiting. Mira. You said you'd be back by 7, it's past 10, Rahul, agitated. The meeting ran over. Why are you timing me? Mira. I'm not. Never mind. He walks past her without a second glance. Narrator, VO. His days grew longer, his excuses shorter. The man who once shared every moment now guarded his time like a secret. Inti, kitchen, day. Mira sits with her laptop open, searching through old bank statements. Her eyes lock on several charges, expensive restaurants, hotel lounges, luxury gifts, none of which she had received. Narrator, VO. Answers weren't given. They had to be found. She wasn't paranoid. She was observant, and what she saw broke her heart piece by piece. Inti temple, late afternoon. Mira lights a diya. Her hands tremble. She bows her head, but her face is clouded with doubt. Mira, whispering prayer, give me strength to know the truth, and the courage to face it. Narrator, VO. She wasn't the kind to snoop, but when love turns to suspicion, silence becomes unbearable. Camera slowly fades out as Mira looks into the flame, searching for clarity in its flicker. A friend or relative warns her. Someone close to her expresses concern or gives a clue about her husband's activities. Ayan Cafe, afternoon. The cafe is quiet, cozy. Mira sits across from her younger cousin, Nisha, mid-20s, a lively and straightforward woman. They sip coffee as small talk fades into uneasy silence. Nisha, Mira, Dai, can I ask you something? Mira, smiling. Of course, what's up? Nisha, hesitating. Please don't take this the wrong way, but is everything okay between you and Rahul Jiju? Mira stiffens slightly, the smile fading just a little. Mira, why would you ask that? Nisha, lowering her voice. I saw him last week, near the city mall. He wasn't alone. He was with a woman. Mira blinks, staying calm, but her fingers tighten around her cup. Mira, maybe a client. You know how his work is. Nisha, gently. Maybe. But it wasn't professional. They were walking close, laughing. She touched his arm, like they were more than friends. Mira looks away, staring out the window, masking her pain. Narrator, VO. The truth rarely arrives gently. Sometimes it slips through the cracks of casual conversation, from the lips of someone who cares enough to speak up. Inti, Mira's bedroom, night. Mira sits on the bed alone, clutching her diary. Her phone buzzes, a message from Nisha. Sorry if I upset you, just didn't want you to be the last to know. Mira doesn't reply. She stares at the message, her eyes glassy. Narrator, VO. There was no anger in Mira's heart, only a growing storm of questions, the kind she never thought she'd have to ask. Inti, family lunch, Sunday day. Rahul and Mira sit at a table with Rahul's elder sister, Sonali, and her husband. Laughter fills the room, but Sonali's eyes linger on Rahul with quiet concern. Sonali, to Mira, in private later. You know I love Rahul like my own, but he's changed, distant, snaps easily. You're not imagining it. Mira,
barely whispering. You've noticed it too? Sonali sighs. He used to talk about you nonstop. Now, he avoids the topic altogether. Just be careful, Mira. Something's not right. Into Mira's room, night. Mira opens an old photo album. Vacations, anniversaries, birthdays. Rahul's smile in the pictures once lit up her world. She flips the page to find a photo of their wedding day. Her hands linger there, trembling. Narrator, VO. When loved ones begin to notice what you've tried to deny, reality becomes harder to ignore. Mira slowly closes the album and wipes her eyes, her mind racing. Mira, VO, inner voice. Is everyone seeing what I'm too scared to admit? Fade to black. Discovery of the affair. The wife uncovers undeniable proof of betrayal. Int bedroom, night. The room is dimly lit. Rahul is asleep, turned away. Mira lies beside him, eyes open, restless. She glances at the glowing phone on the nightstand, hesitates, then slowly reaches for it. She types in the passcode. It doesn't work. Tries again. On the third try, it opens. Narrator, VO. She never wanted to be the kind of woman who checked her husband's phone, but trust once broken leaves behind questions that demand answers. She scrolls through messages, stops at a thread labeled A. Her breath catches. On screen, A. Miss you already. Last night was magic. Rahul. Next time, let's not book the same hotel. Too risky. A. You worry too much. She'll never know. Mira covers her mouth, tears welling up. Her body trembles as she keeps reading. Narrator, VO. Every word was a blade, every message a truth she had tried to deny. She scrolls through photos. One shows Rahul in a hotel room, laughing, holding a glass of wine. Beside him, a woman in a red dress touching his chest. Her face is clear. Int. Mira's flashback last month. The same red dress. A dry cleaning tag Rahul had once claimed was for a colleague. The dots start connecting. In tea kitchen, next morning, Mira sits in silence. Her hand trembles as she pours tea. Rahul walks in, humming. He checks his phone, freezes. Rahul, did you go through my messages? Mira, without looking up. Why didn't you delete them? Rahul, coldly defensive. You had no right. That's my private phone. Mira, quietly. Private? In marriage. What is private, Rahul? Rahul, irritated. It didn't mean anything. You wouldn't understand. Things got boring, predictable. Mira's face crumbles, but she holds back her tears. Narrator, VO. There it was. The truth, casual, cold, like the years she gave him meant nothing at all. Interior Mira's mother's house, day. Mira arrives with Rohan. Her mother hugs her tightly without asking questions. Mira breaks down in her arms. Narrator, VO. In that moment, the strength she had held onto for so long finally cracked, and all that was left was a woman betrayed, not just by her husband, but by the man she thought would never lie to her. In Mira's room, night. She sits with the same wedding photo. This time she tears it in half, letting the pieces fall to the floor. Narrator, VO. Some truths come quietly. Others arrive like thunder, shaking the very ground you once called home. Fade out. Emotional breakdown and confrontation. The wife confronts her husband, leading to a painful and intense emotional scene. Interior living room, evening. The living room is eerily quiet. Mira stands by the window, staring out but not really seeing anything. Her phone is in her hand, the screen showing the damning texts and photos. Rahul enters, setting his briefcase down, and notices the tension in the air. Rahul, confused. Mira, what's wrong? You've been distant all evening. Mira, turning slowly, her voice shaking. How long were you planning on lying to me, Rahul? Rahul freezes, the color draining from his face. He opens his mouth to speak, but no words come out. Mira takes a step forward, holding up her phone. Mira, softly, dangerously calm. You said it was just work. You said it didn't mean anything. But these don't lie.
She shows him the text thread and photos. Rahul's face goes pale as he takes a step back, his hands trembling. Rahul, guilt creeping in. Mira, please, just let me explain. Mira, voice breaking. Explain? How do you explain this, Rahul? How do you explain the lies, the secrets, the nights you've been gone? With her? Rahul, taking a deep breath. I didn't mean for it to happen. It was a mistake, Mira. I swear it didn't mean anything. Mira laughs bitterly, her eyes filling with tears. Mira. A mistake? You call this a mistake? You betrayed me, Rahul. You betrayed everything we built together. Our love, our family, all of it. She takes a step forward, her eyes now burning with pain and fury. Mira, shouting, I trusted you. I gave you everything. And you were out there with her, laughing, lying, pretending like I didn't matter. Rahul, stepping toward her, pleading, Mira, please. I never meant to hurt you. It was a moment of weakness. I never stopped loving you. Mira, shaking her head, tears streaming down her face. How can you say that? How can you say you love me and then throw everything away for someone else? You think I don't see through it? You think I don't feel it, Rahul? The distance, the lies, the coldness? I wasn't blind. Rahul tries to reach for her, but Mira pulls back, taking another step away. Rahul, desperate. Mira, please, I'm so sorry. I made a terrible mistake, but I love you. I'll do anything to fix this. Mira, sobbing. You've already ruined everything. You don't just get to erase this, Rahul. You don't just get to say you're sorry and make it better. You broke me. There is a long silence. Mira wipes her eyes, her voice low but full of devastation. Mira, quietly, with finality. I gave you my trust, Rahul. And you gave me nothing but betrayal. I don't know who you are anymore. Rahul stands motionless, the weight of his actions sinking in. His eyes are filled with regret, but it's too late. Rahul, quietly, broken. Mira, I'm so sorry. I'll do whatever it takes to make this right. Mira, shaking her head, her voice steady despite the tears. It's too late for that. She turns away, walking towards the door, stopping for a moment. She doesn't look back. Mira, softly to herself, I deserve more than this. She exits, leaving Rahul standing there alone, his face a mixture of guilt and despair. The camera holds on Rahul's face for a long moment, the silence between them now more painful than any words. Fade to black. The husband's shocking confession. He admits the betrayal, possibly revealing deeper lies, e.g., a secret relationship or financial deceit. Tant, its living room. Day. The room is heavy with silence. Mira sits on the couch, her hands folded tightly in her lap. Rahul stands across from her, looking more broken than she's ever seen him. He's about to speak, but the words seem to catch in his throat. After a long, unbearable pause, he finally speaks. Rahul, quietly, Mira. I've been hiding so much more than you think. Mira's head snaps up, her eyes wide, the hurt from the previous night still fresh. Mira, whispering with a cold edge. What do you mean? Rahul takes a deep breath, his hands trembling. Rahul, desperately. It wasn't just one affair. It wasn't just her. There's been someone else for months, someone I got involved with after I started drifting away from you. Mira's breath catches in her throat, a sickening realization dawning on her. She stands up slowly, her voice trembling with disbelief. Mira, so this wasn't just a mistake. You were planning it, hiding it, all along. Rahul, nodding slowly, broken. I never meant for it to go this far. At first, it was just an escape, Mira. I was frustrated. I felt alone. You were always so busy with Rohan, with everything else. I started looking for someone who made me feel seen. Mira, voice rising, desperate. And that made it okay for you to lie? To betray me? To destroy we built? Rahul, looking down, shame washing over him. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. I know I've broken you. But there's more, Mira. It's not just her.
There's something bigger that I've been hiding for months. Something that I've kept from you even longer than this affair. Mira's face grows pale. She stares at him, waiting for the next bombshell to drop. Mira, coldly. What are you talking about? Rahul hesitates, his breath shaky. He rubs his temples, as if trying to gather the strength to confess something even more damning. Rahul, softly. I've been embezzling money from the company for over a year now. Small amounts at first, but it's grown. I've taken tens of thousands, Mira, and I've been using it to fund everything. The dinners, the trips, the gifts for her, all of it. Mira takes a staggering step back as if the ground beneath her has shifted. She stares at him, her mind struggling to process the depth of his betrayal. Mira, frozen, voice trembling. You've been stealing from your own company? From the people who trusted you? Rahul, nodding, his voice barely audible. I'm so sorry. I got into something I couldn't control, and it spiraled out of control. I never meant for it to go this far. I thought I could stop before anyone found out. But I didn't. Mira's eyes are wide, her whole body trembling as she takes in the weight of his confession. Mira, in disbelief. So you lied to me about everything. You've been lying to me, to your family, to your colleagues, all this time? Rahul, brokenly. I'm so sorry, Mira. I never wanted to hurt you. I swear I didn't know how to stop it. It just kept getting worse. Mira takes a step back, her hand reaching out for support from the nearby chair. She looks at Rahul, her voice hollow. Mira, softly, more to herself, I don't even know who you are anymore. Rahul, stepping toward her, reaching out for her hand. Mira, please, please don't leave me. I'll fix this. I'll make it right. I'll turn myself in. I'll do whatever it takes. Mira pulls her hand away sharply, tears spilling down her face. She shakes her head, voice shaking but firm. Mira, whispering, I can't be part of this. I can't be part of your lies anymore, Rahul. She backs away, her eyes never leaving his face, filled with a mixture of heartbreak and disbelief. Narrator, VO. And just like that, everything came crashing down. The man she had loved, the man she had trusted, had destroyed it all. Not just their marriage, but their future, their family, their life together. The truth had been too much to bear. Mira takes one final look at Rahul, not with anger, but with deep, quiet sorrow. She turns and walks out of the room, leaving Rahul standing in the wake of his shattered world. Fade to black. The wife's decision. She must choose whether to forgive, fight for her marriage, or walk away for her dignity. In NT. Mira's room. Day. Mira stands in front of the mirror, staring at her reflection. The tears from the past few days have left her eyes red and swollen. Her face is a mix of hurt, anger, and disbelief. She runs her fingers through her hair, her mind racing. Narrator, VO. The hardest decisions in life are never easy. Sometimes it's not about what you want, it's about what you need. And right now, Mira had to decide. Could she forgive him? Could she fight for a marriage already broken? Or was it time to walk away for her own dignity? She walks over to the window, gazing out at the world outside. The sunlight is harsh, almost mocking. The life she had known seems so distant, so unreachable now. Inti kitchen, day. Mira prepares breakfast in silence. Rohan, her young son, enters, his small footsteps light but full of questions. He looks up at his mother, his innocent eyes filled with concern. Rohan, innocently, Mom, are you and Dad okay? You're always so sad now. Mira freezes, her hand gripping the knife a little too tightly. She smiles faintly, though it doesn't reach her eyes. Mira, softly, It's okay, Rohan. I'm just thinking. Rohan hugs her tightly, unaware of the turmoil unfolding inside her. Mira holds him for a moment, her heart breaking as she fights the overwhelming urge to break down. Narrator, VO. She had once believed in the strength of their love. She had trusted him with everything, her heart, her soul, their future. But trust, once shattered, was not so easily rebuilt. And now, the weight of her son's innocent love felt like a reminder of what was at stake. Inti living room day. Mira sits on the couch, her hands trembling as she looks down at her phone. Rahul's name flashes on the screen, his text saying, "Please, let's talk. I'll do anything to fix this." She stares at the phone, her heart in her throat. She runs her thumb over the screen, hesitating. Narrator, VO. Could she ever look at him the same way again? Could she believe in his words, his promises, after everything he'd done? Inti, Mira's flashback. Wedding day. Flashback to their wedding day. Rahul's smiling face, the way he had promised to always cherish her. The love they had shared felt so real then. But now it felt like a dream, lost in time. Inti living room day. Mira closes her eyes, trying to push back the flood of emotions. She can hear Rahul's voice echo in her mind, the plea for forgiveness, the guilt, the desperation. The doorbell rings. Mira slowly rises from the couch, her steps heavy, almost robotic. She opens the door to find Rahul standing there, looking like a man broken beyond repair. His face is pale, his eyes full of remorse. Rahul, voice trembling. "Mira, I know you don't want to see me, but please, please let me try to make things right. I'll do anything. I'll get help. I'll change." Mira looks at him for a long moment, her eyes filled with a mix of pity and anger. Her lips part to speak, but no words come out for a second. Then, finally, her voice breaks the silence. "Mira," calm but firm. "Rahul, I don't know if I can ever forgive you. What you've done, it's too much. You destroyed everything we had. I trusted you with my heart, with our life, and you threw it all away." Rahul's face crumples, but Mira holds her ground. Rahul, begging, "Please, Mira, don't leave me. I love you. We can fix this. I know we can." Mira, shaking her head, tearful but resolute. "I don't know if I can keep living like this. I don't know if I can stay in a marriage where I'm not enough, where I have to question every word, every action." She takes a deep breath and looks at him one last time, her voice steady but filled with pain. "Mira," softly, "I need to find myself again. I need to heal. I can't keep sacrificing my dignity for someone who doesn't even respect it." Rahul steps forward, reaching out for her, but Mira takes a step back. "Mira," whispering, "Goodbye, Rahul." She turns and walks away, leaving Rahul standing in the doorway, his heart breaking as she leaves the life they once shared behind. He calls her name one last time, but she doesn't look back. Narrator, VO. Sometimes the hardest part of loving someone is knowing when to walk away. Mira had given him her heart, but now she had to reclaim herself, for her dignity, for her peace. Mira walks down the path, her head held high, the weight of the decision heavy on her heart. But there is a glimmer of something. Hope. Hope for a future where she could be whole again. Fade to black. Empowerment and moving forward. The story ends with the wife regaining her strength and beginning a new chapter of her life. Inti Mira's new apartment, day. The sun shines brightly through the large windows of Mira's new apartment. The space is clean, simple, yet filled with warmth. There are boxes scattered around the room, but there's a sense of possibility in the air. Mira stands by the window, taking in the view of the city below. The sound of birds chirping in the distance brings a quiet peace. Narrator, VO. The hardest battles often lead to the greatest victories. It had been a painful journey, but Mira had finally taken back control of her life. She had walked away from the wreckage of her marriage, but what she didn't realize was that she was walking towards something new, something she'd never thought she'd find again, herself. Mira turns away from the window and walks into the living room. She takes a deep breath, feeling the space she's carved out for herself. Her phone buzzes on the counter. She picks it up and sees a message from her mother. Text message. "Thinking of you. Always here for you. You're stronger than you know. Love, Mom Mira smiles softly, a tear escaping her eye, but it's a tear of healing, not sorrow. Narrator, VO. Love, unconditional and unwavering, had been her anchor through the storm. Her family, her son, and the friends who never stopped believing in her had all been there, every step of the way. Cut to Interior Mira's office. Day. Mira walks into her new office, a space filled with bright colors and inspirational quotes. It's her first day at a new job, and she's nervous but excited. She meets her new colleagues, a mix of warm smiles and welcoming gestures. Narrator, VO. And then there was her career. The part of her she had set aside for so long. But now it was no longer just about surviving, it was about thriving. Mira had reclaimed her confidence. She was a woman of strength, capable of more than she had ever imagined. Mira shakes hands with her new boss, a woman in her late 30s, sharp but kind. They exchange pleasantries, and Mira's smile grows. It's genuine, the kind that comes from within. In Mira's apartment, night. Mira sits with Rohan on the couch, reading a bedtime story. The scene is peaceful, filled with the sound of Rohan's soft laughter. As she finishes the story, she tucks him in, kisses him on the forehead, and whispers a quiet, "I love you." She stands up, her face reflecting a quiet strength that wasn't there before. She looks around the room, seeing it as hers, a space she's created from scratch, filled with love and possibility. Narrator, VO. She had found her purpose, her strength. Mira wasn't just rebuilding her life, she was crafting a new one. A life where she was no longer defined by the past or the choices of others, but by her own courage and resilience. Mira steps out onto the balcony, the wind gently tousling her hair. She gazes at the night sky, a soft smile playing on her lips. She takes a deep breath, and for the first time in a long while, she feels truly free. Narrator, VO. The road ahead was uncertain, but Mira knew she was ready for whatever came next. She wasn't just moving on, she was moving forward, stronger and more empowered than ever. The camera lingers on Mira's face as she looks out into the horizon. The sense of peace and strength radiates from her. She closes her eyes for a moment, savoring the freedom. Cut to Interior Living Room, Day. Mira is sitting in a chair, typing on her laptop. She stops and looks up, a thought passing through her mind. She picks up the phone and dials a number. Mira, into the phone, smiling. "Hi, I'd like to schedule an appointment for some counseling. I think it's time I start working on myself." She pauses, listening to the person on the other end. Mira, confidently. "Yes, I'm ready." She ends the call, looking satisfied, content. There is a sense of accomplishment in her eyes. Narrator, VO. Some scars take time to heal, but they no longer define her. Mira was no longer a woman caught in the past. She was a woman looking forward, carving out a future she'd never imagined, one where she was finally free. The camera pulls back as Mira looks toward the window, her face reflecting a new sense of hope. The sunlight pours into the room, signaling a new dawn, a fresh beginning. Fade out.